Hi everybody, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a book that is super duper special, and I'm talking, of course, about Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. Have you heard about this book yet? Where have you been? Have you been under a rock? This is an incredible, incredible book. I was not expecting what it turned out to be, but I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. I'd read two other books by Alice Feeney before, Rock, Paper, Scissors, and Sometimes I Lie. I think that's the title of it. And they were both very different from this. And I was super, super impressed. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'll set you up with the backstory. So, in Daisy Darker, we have a major dysfunctional family gathering. Nana has invited her entire family out to her little cottage home, which is in the middle of the sea. It's called Sea Glass, and the unique thing about this house is it cannot be accessed after high tide. So, for a certain amount of hours, you cannot leave or come to this island unless you have like a boat or something along those lines. Nana has invited her entire family out for her 80th birthday because she strongly believes that this is going to be her last birthday. She's a super quirky lady, and she had a fortune teller tell her that she would not live past the age of 80. So she wants to make this big, huge, thing with her family for the last time because she expects it's going to be her last birthday. The atmosphere in this book was absolutely incredible. Nana has a thing about clocks. She loves clocks. She has a clock for every single year of her life, and she has this wall in her house dedicated to clocks. And so think about it. This is for her 80th birthday, so there are 80 clocks on this wall. And to me, that just gave it a super duper ominous vibe. I don't want to sleep at Grandma's house just thinking about the sound of 80 different clocks ticking and ticking and ticking. It kind of put dread in my heart before the story even really started. um, so this family is mainly coming to this celebration, not really to celebrate Nana, but because they know she's getting close to the end of her life and they want a piece of the pie, so to speak. Nana is a successful children's author, and everybody wants a little bit of her estate. So we have Nana, her son, and his ex-wife, and their three daughters. Plus, there is a neighborhood kid who's not part of the family, but he grew up with them, and he practically spent his childhood at Sea Glass because he came from an abusive home. So Nana considers him like a grandson to her, and so he is there as well. And one of the sisters also has a teenage daughter who is there as well. That is our cast of characters. I don't know how true this is, but I have heard in a couple of different places that this was supposed to be kind of a modern day retelling of Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I'm not sure if that is true, but there are definitely Agatha Christie-esque vibes in this book, and I can see how there may have been inspiration. But whether or not it was actually meant to be taken from that tale, that I cannot say with absolute certainty. But this family are absolutely horrific to each other. And it's really, really sad to see. I mean, you think about the worst dysfunctional dynamics that you can imagine, multiply it by 10, and you have the Darker family. The only people in it that I really liked were our narrator Daisy and Nana, but Nana was only in this book for a very, very short period of time. So they all gather together for this birthday celebration, and after everybody goes to bed, the clock strikes midnight, people start to die. And there is like one person that is going per hour, so it's really, really ominous. Like, you are trying to figure out who is doing this, because it has to be somebody at Sea Glass. There's no way that anybody else could have come in or out. It's after high tide. So we're trying to figure out who is doing this and why. And it was just such a thrilling, thrilling ride. It is a little slow in the beginning. I will give you that. So it's like, it's probably maybe 130, 140 pages in before the first death. But once that happens, it's just a nonstop, high-paced type of atmosphere, type of feel. And I really, really sympathize with our main character, Daisy. She seems like such a sweet girl. She loves her family, but she also has these quite understandable some ill feelings because of some things that happened in her youth. She has a heart condition, um, and it was believed that she wasn't going to live past the age of 15. So she wasn't really allowed to do much of anything as a child. She always felt ignored. She felt like her sisters were loved more than she was, and she wasn't really allowed to do anything. She wasn't allowed to play with them. The only thing she was really allowed to do was read, and reading became like her haven, her safe place. And she was kind of looked down on for this, but it was really all she could do. And I felt so, so bad for her, especially when it would go into like these flashbacks into her past, and there were like sequences where the family were being taunted with VHS tapes of home movies, and like seeing the way that she was treated in some of those, it just broke my heart for her. I mean, she's such a sympathetic character. And she is super close with her niece, Trixie, because she is kind of the same way. She's very, very bookish. She likes to read. She's extremely intelligent. But she likes the color pink, and she's like very childlike in a way. Like, she has this huge intelligence, this incredible mind, but very childlike view of the world. And Daisy feels drawn to her because she sees a lot of qualities from herself in Trixie, and sees the family kind of treating her badly, including the child's own mother, which, don't even get me started on her. I can't stand that lady. But the whole premise of this and the way that the characters interact with each other, even though they're a bunch of jerks, is so, so, so gripping. And if you think that you have your culprit determined, as soon as you start to suspect somebody, they're gone. it's it's like, okay, well, I guess it wasn't that person. I guess it wasn't this person. And it really plays with your mind in that way. Everybody has motive, and everybody has ill intent, and everybody has the ability to have done this. So it ends up being like a process of elimination. There are 3 major twists towards the end. One of them I kind of saw coming, but I changed my mind because I thought that it was too out there. I was just like, no, there's absolutely no way. I should have stuck to my gut. Because I was right. And so it's like when that part came in the book, I was like, oh man, I thought that, but then I changed my mind. And so it's like, was I right or was I wrong? I guess I could say I was, but I never really stuck to that. I really wish that I had blogged my experience reading this for the first time. I think it would have been interesting to look back on it. The other 2, one was our culprit. I vaguely suspected the culprit at one point, but I suspected everybody at one point, so that's not really saying much. Was I dead set that this is the person? No. And the third twist, I didn't like. It was not necessary. It was not needed. and I felt like it slightly cheapened the story just a little bit. But I am not going to say what that is. Just, you'll know when you come to it. But that is what made me knock this book down from a 5 to a 4-star. But yeah, I absolutely love this. It's my favorite Alice Feeney so far. Pick it up if you haven't read it already. There is a reason that it is so popular right now on BookTube. This is phenomenal. I love the isolated settings. That's one of my jams. Like, I love that trope when people are like closed in together and they can't get away. I love that type of thing. Extra points for it being a family. That's unique. But yeah, this is absolutely incredible. So that is all that I have for you guys today. If you liked this video, please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, follow, click that bell if you want to get notified of all of my upcoming videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.